Any further discussion? None being all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed the same. Motion passed, all the affirmative. Vehicle bid. Do you want to talk about the vehicle, Chris, or me too?
Yeah, so we go with a memo, just going back over all the information for reference. I provided a copy for you, some patient
Right.
on the computer. I can go over it real quickly if you want to read it. Just talks about the initial background. Back in 2020 when we were addressing vehicles, we set up a vehicle replacement plan over 6 years for 6 vehicles. Ordinance 2021-003, which provided the funding mechanism for vehicles to be replaced as a $20 surcharge on all issued citations. During fiscal year 24, the vehicle replacement fund received $48,586.67 in revenue. And as notated, the model alleviates the burden of yearly purchases and requires fiscal management by individual departments for vehicles in the future, while ensuring safe, reliable, and low maintenance cost vehicles. The financial impact is the vehicle replacement fund currently has a balance of $73,959. Is projected to receive $55,000 in funding during this fiscal year. The retirement of the 2019 Durango will be replaced with the purchase of the 2025 Durango, and also will result by going from Durango to Durango results significant cost savings in upfit charges, which on the last vehicle was about $25,000 for upfit. In this case, almost all the equipment in the 2019 Durango would be pulled out and put in 2025. So that would, by keeping it as a Durango, it alleviates that additional cost or minimizes it significantly. And then the further in the financial impact, the conversion of the 2019 Durango to a town official vehicle would further reduce financial burden associated with travel costs of employees and town officials. Alternatively, the sale of the vehicle would currently has a fair rating, a low valuation of $16,397. Could be sold by bid or included as a trade-in as part of the purchase to further reduce the costs. And approximate delivery day is sometime between February and May, with approximately 2 to 3 months before they would be upfitted. So anticipation of operational sometime between June and August. The recommendation is only to accept the bid, which was piggybacked from Wyoming Highway Patrol, according to Wyoming State Statute Authority to Cooperate. And then I also notated that the 2020 Silverado would be next in line to be replaced and retired next year. However, because it was under warranty and received a brand new engine, a brand new transmission, and my suggestion would be to keep the Silverado and not replace it next year, and not replace any vehicles next year, and keep that one in service beyond its initial shelf life due to those factors. And then at some point in the future, those determined to retire it, either sell it, trade it in, or one of those two options to further reduce the cost. Keeping the 2019 Durango, I notated is fast going to become cost prohibitive as far as a police vehicle, just because of the amount of wear and the way that police vehicles are used is going to start to increase. It's at about 89,000 miles, but as Councilman Zen pointed out, it's not the miles so much as the vehicle hours. So I left that open. I didn't make a recommendation on which to follow for the council to decide how they want to use that vehicle as they see fit. So recommendation is only to approve it.
Off the top of your head, how much does the town spend on travel per year? Is it the $16,397?
Somewhere I would venture to say it's hard to give an exact number because there's multiple different the clerk would know, but I can tell you from my knowledge, between council members, employees, per diem and all those things, somewhere in the vicinity between probably 15,000 to 20,000 a year. Like when you go to
Yeah.
training, you get that, you would
Right,
get that.
that's what I'm asking, if it's cost efficient. I'm looking at the cost of the trade-in sales versus keeping for a town vehicle. That's what I'm asking.
My thought, goes both. Obviously, the vehicle replacement fund is fully solvent. That's not an issue, but any money we save there could be used down the line for a vehicle. I think we talked about this 2 years ago, that it would be, the intention was to keep it for a town vehicle to travel, to reduce budgeting purposes, because that would free up money for other purposes that we wouldn't have to otherwise budget, and all the other different GLs between conferences and just every travel that the council as well as employees go for training. Obviously, the police department, when we go to training, we have a vehicle, but I don't think I can have you drive the police car to training. So in my opinion, keeping it for a town car will probably over time, at least over 2 years, would more than save than what the value of the vehicle. And that's not just because it's worth it, doesn't mean that's what we're gonna get. And the trade-in, I haven't priced it out. I don't know if they would give us 10,000, 12,000, 2,000, who knows what they'd give us for a trade-in if we went that route. So I think the long run financial savings of keeping it as a town car is more beneficial than selling, in my opinion.
That's what I was asking, is it to sell it or to keep it as a town car? And you gave me that answer.
Looking at trading it, the way to do that would be to keep it, and then on the next vehicle replacement, when it's all stripped down and,
Yeah, we could sell it down the road.
so we could
Yeah.
look at trading it in on the next one. If we were looking at trading it, cause I mean, trying to make a deal now, to trade it in and then they smack a deer or something between.
Yeah, and it's,
But I think it just keep it
and the used
for now.
PD vehicles don't bring a lot of money on the market.
And I put the fair market low value just as a metric. Like I said, if we did it by bid, it might be 6,000. I don't know.
And you have all the holes in the council.
And with it being a travel vehicle for the council and the town employees, it's gonna sit more than it's gonna be driven. So it's not gonna accumulate more miles at the same rate and hours of usage that it currently does. So that's why I said at least over 2 years, I know it would save more than $16,000 than trading it. At least over 2 years. Over 1 year, but over two, I'm pretty.
2 or 3, I mean.
Or even 3 or 4, however.
They really have to put an analysis to it and make it civilian ready. It really would need some cosmetic work done on it.
Well, when we do the outfit, they're gonna remove everything out of it
Mhm.
and then restore it to pretty much factory settings. That one doesn't have the rear seats are actually cloth because it was originally a school car. So it's not plastic seats like what's
Right.
our other vehicle. So everything will be out of it and then minimal to
They wasn't.
touch it up so it's suitable to be driven.
Yeah, it was originally, we got it. It was a state car, or school car, something that's.
But they turned back,
They turned back.
Yeah, they didn't buy,
and we got them pretty cheap.
and we got a really good buy on it, yeah.
And I also, finally, I guess I was bringing up since my suggestion is not to get rid of the Silverado, the truck next year and keep
Right.
that. So we're effectively skipping years, so the FY 27, when we would have another vehicle replacement, the fund would be about $110,000. Over those 2 years, so.
What we're doing here, this is a plan that we.
Tesla cop.
That's Tesla. But it'd be great in summertime and wintertime, I guess we'll, hopefully we don't get a lot of snow and it starts on fire on magically. Blows up.
No, what this doing is we're developed this plan back in 2019 and we're working the plan. This is what we designed to do back then, and that's what we're upgrading and giving our officers safe equipment that'll start when you need it, when you have an emergency, and
Well, in the initial costs, because we didn't have any vehicles at the time, so all the costs of those vehicles were a lot higher. Now we're past that 6 years, so now the costs instead of going down, because you've already invested all that, so it reduces the cost significantly.
Yeah.
So it keeps the fund.
At least without a warranty, if you have an engine go bad, it doesn't cost you 15,000.
Yeah, we've saved, I don't know how many tens of thousands of dollars on that. I can give you a number compared to what we budgeted previously.
Right.
Less vehicles or maintenance costs are
Yeah.
lower now with more vehicles than they were before with less vehicles.
Correct. So, Last time, if you're driving an old car, you're paying for a new one anyway, because repairs don't fit. Okay,
I move to approve the bid.
been moved by Councilman Stetler. Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Councilman Hartke. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, the same. Motion passed, all in the affirmative.